established in 1985. We have completed nearly 38 years, and the college is offering 9 undergraduate programs and 4 postgraduate programs, and also college is offering full-time PhD program, and we have an excellent placement programs, and nearly 90% of the eligible students will be placed in various multinational companies, and at an average 85% of the student will pass in distinction and first class. They have a good and large alumni situated in various places in the global, and they are helping us in building this college for various activities.
പട്ടധാരി. Dr. R. Praveen Sir, Professor and Head of ECS Department. Emerging Technologies in Computer Science Department is offering 3 programs: CSBS, Computer Science and Business Systems; CSM, Computer Science and Engineering with Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning; CSD, Computer Science and Engineering with Data Science. We have an MOU with TCS which is offering CSBS course.
Good evening, one and all. We will start the session within a minute. Please stay online. Myself, Dr. Abid Naimuddin, Associate Professor of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department and convener of this FDP, Honorable Chairman of G. Pullareddy Engineering College, Sri P. Subbareddy Garu, respected Principal Dr. B. Srinivas Reddy Garu, Head of the Department Dr. K. Sri Gauri Madam, Head of the ECS Department Dr. R. Praveen Sam Garu, Head of the EC Department Dr. S. Nagaraj Rao Garu, eminent faculty members, dear participants, good evening to all of you. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all the participants to this 1 week international level faculty development program on introduction to artificial intelligence, going to be held during 9th to 14th October 2023, organized by Department of EEE in association with NI LabView Academy of GPREC, Department of Emerging Technologies in Computer Science and Department of EC. I welcome all to the day 2 session of this 1 week FDP. Now, I request Dadiredi Suma to introduce today's speaker.
Good evening to one and all. I, Dadiredi Suma of 3rd Triply, take it a privilege to introduce today's speaker, Mr. S. Bhagat. Mr. S. Bhagat is currently working as Principal Data Scientist at Halliburton. Mr. Bhagat, a distinguished expert in the energy industry with an impressive career spanning over 14 years as a principal data scientist at Halliburton in Bengaluru. Mr. Bhagat has consistently demonstrated his visionary leadership and problem solving prowess. His areas of expertise encompass deep learning, ML predictive analytics, and proficient project management. Mr. Bhagat's contribution in these fields have earned him 2 patents for innovation. Mr. Bhagat has a strong academic foundation. He graduated BTech from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. Mr. Bhagat holds dual MTech degrees, one from IIT Delhi and another from BITS Pilani, further enhancing his technical acumen. This unique blend of academic and professional knowledge equips him to seamlessly bridge business requirements with data driven solutions. At IIT Delhi, Mr. Bhagat has been honored with the Silver Medal in recognition of his unwavering commitment, outstanding performance to academic excellence, and consistently maintaining an impressive CGPA throughout his educational journey. Mr. Bhagat's dedication to success and his ability to lead diverse teams are qualities that truly set him apart. Throughout his career, he has consistently demonstrated a passion for solving real world problems through data driven insights. His unwavering commitment and proficiency in delivering value make Mr. Bhagat an invaluable asset in the world of data science and technology. Our speaker's dedication has not only enriched his own career but has also positively impacted countless individuals and communities. His commitment to excellence and his ability to communicate complex ideas in an engaging and accessible manner make him an ideal choice to lead us through today's session. On behalf of G. Pullareddy Engineering College, I would like to thank today's speaker, Mr. Bhagat, for dedicating his valuable time with us. Thank you, everyone. Now, I request Dr. Abid Naimuddin, convener of the FTB, to take over the session.
Thank you very much, Suma. Now I request speaker of today's session, Mr. Bhagat, to take over the session.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am just stopping my sharing. You can share your screen.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes. You can make it full screen.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. I'll switch off the video. I'm using mobile internet. Okay. Yeah. Good evening to all. Thank you, Abid sir and ma'am, for introducing me. I'm very happy.
You can make F5 full screen.
It's full screen already.
I think you need to share with entire window. Then you can make it F5.
Okay. Please give me a minute. Is this fine?
Yeah, yeah. Now it is fine. You can continue. Sir. Thank you.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, good evening, all. Thank you, Abid sir and ma'am, for introducing me. Um, I'll be giving a very short presentation on AI, which are being used, all AI systems which are being used in mainly in oil and gas industry, because I have been working here for almost 14 years. So I'll be talking about most of the applications, and since the audience, I guess the audience are mostly students and who will be aspiring to become data scientists or AI specialists. So I thought I'll give some guidance, or my share some of the points from my experience with my team members, and what to expect, and how we can little bit prepare for the uh, interviews, or how we can go on making some domain specific projects, so that you can boast upon that during the interviews. Okay, so going ahead, the first thing, this is what I already explained, that I'll talk about a little bit of AI. What is AI? The second thing, what is AI? I guess everybody knows what is AI. So I just want to just touch upon to build further topics. Secondly, I'll consider talking about business scenarios. Like for any, the first and foremost step in any AI project, or I'll interchangeably use AI and data science, because it's almost same, but there are some parts which are different. But we'll ignore that for the sake of this presentation. So for the first step of any project, we try to find a problem. That's in an academic term we call it as problem identification. So that's what so that is the first and foremost, and that makes us really different from any AI. Because if you see currently, all the projects, most of the 95% of the projects are almost automized. automatic. Like they have made pipelines. You have Azure pipelines, Google and AWS. There are pipelines to automate everything. But the thing which makes you a human, as a good data scientist and a human, why a human is required when everything else is automized, by making an it will test on all ML models, including neural network. It can run, you can call every neural network available. You can put everything in the pipeline, and then you can decide which is the correct prediction, and then you can go ahead. But only thing which makes you a human is to identify a problem in an industry or a company, which no AI as on date can do that. So identification of a problem is the most human thing which you have to learn. That makes you a very good data scientist. So I wanted to put this business scenarios, how there's some things which I understand how you can work out to identify a problem in an existing industry. You go to any company, you can use these tips to identify the problem. Okay, the second step is, how do you find data for solving that problem which you have identified? So that is also finding a data. It is normally seen like a data scientist team is there. They go to another team, and then they ask, you give us the data for this particular problem solving, and you never get the problem, the data in a form what you wanted, or in fact everything will be incomplete. You will not even have a good quality or good quantity, both quality and quantity, both. You will not at all have anything convincing to go ahead. So the first thing is, you have to start learning at least the basics of the domain, the problem, the domain knowledge of that problem, to understand what data exactly you require. Because the data which the particular technical department will give you is uh, give you will be the thing what they have stored it as in digital form. But that data will, 95 percentage of the projects, that data will become insufficient for your, even for doing a statistical analysis. Forget about data building AI systems. So if you learn the domain specific knowledge and understand the problem, and you can yourself find out what data is required to solve the problem. Okay, so you go to the technical department and ask for the data, and as I said, 95% you will not get the complete data. So you will request for the remaining data, or you yourself go and collect the data which may be in their drawers, or in the file systems, manual file systems, whatever is possible. So, or you go to the plant and set up a sensors and start collecting the data from that day onwards. So maybe in next 6 months to 1 year, you will collect sufficient data for those parameters which you think that are required for the solving the problem. So that is the second thing which no current AI systems can do. This is a very, very tedious process. So what I wanted to say, when I was learning data science or the AI systems in my college, so I always felt that so learning all these technical ML algorithms and the technical things or deployment, all those things are very, very that is the most important thing. No, all those, according to me, yeah, important at some point if you want to customize the models according to a particular problem. But that is, maybe you can say, 30 percentage. Remaining 70 percentage will be just 1 minute. I'm sorry. हेलो या आप इंटरकॉम कॉल कर लीजिए प्लीज, है ना, मैं अभी मीटिंग में है, और इंटरकॉम ही कॉल कर दीजिए नीचे से वो मैडम, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक, ओके. Sorry. So where I left. So the thing is that the first two steps, what I was saying, was problem identification and the data collection. These two things are the most important things, which are really a good data scientist or an AI specialist should know and should be an expert in this. Because if you are very good at these two, no AI systems, at least for next 50 to 60 years, can replace you. Otherwise, it is very, very easy to be replaced by, not by another person, yeah, maybe by another person, but surely by AI itself, which you yourself will be building it. Okay, so that is the first thing what I wanted to tell in this complete presentation. And then we go about the applications little bit, a lot of technical in oil and gas. I don't think many people will understand here, but still I'll go through in a very fast phase. Second, then I said I'll talk about something about the career side, which may be useful for you guys. And the third one is the thing what I wanted to discuss is the issues in the project works. Maybe it is very too much complicated. Do not think only this the project work or company project works. Even your academic or domain specific open source project works, which when you try to explain it to the interviewer, there are some places you have to some points which you have to take care. Otherwise the interviewer will not be able to understand or will not be able to appreciate the work what you have done. So that's why this is a very major things which I have noted as I hire a lot of data scientists in my team. So the second and third point is basically a checklist, I can say, which I have developed during my experiences in hiring. So those things, if you can take care, that'll be very good, because as freshers we don't expect so much technical knowledge. Yes, all technical knowledge can be learned, as we always say that there is chat gpt ahead, and there is open playground to use and find out all the technical things. Everything is there in internet, but there are few things which is not possible to, even if I give you the question and make you answer next day, you will not be able to answer until and otherwise it was you have sufficient practice of doing it. Okay, so those things I have put up. Let's see how well I can deliver so that you can understand. So the coming to the first thing is like AI. I guess most of you will be very good at understanding what is AI. This is nothing but building systems which like uses human-like intelligence to do some good deliverables, give you some predictions or do some tasks in the same way a human can think and do. But there are two things. So it looks when I say that an AI system can think and do work like a human, the first question is then it will replace us. No, yeah, of course. Why not? Is that the already I have. If you have listened it when I was explaining the content, I told you there are two tasks in which no AI can replace us. The same thing applies everywhere here too. And the first thing is I wanted to tell here is the artificial specific intelligence is what is available as on date. But even though the artificial general intelligence may come after 50 to 60 years in a full developed form, but still if you are very creative, very intelligent and use your experiences, I don't think in every field humans have a thing called they can do very good work in in different fields, and that is what is currently lacking in any AI. So currently AIs can do only one specific task. That is why we call current AI as artificial specific intelligence. Like it can predict, it can take a decision on whether to throw away a bag on the left or on the right. Okay, but it can, the same system cannot go and do work for a self-driving car. A self-driving car is different, and that model is trained in a different way. Like you can take another one, product recommendation systems, even that is an AI. So how do that is trained to recommend you the product based on your historical purchases or your interests on which you have shown in internet and other things. Those are all, those can do only the specific work. But as a human, we can drive a car, we can find a product, we can recommend a product to our friend, we can do fraud detection. So like this, a lot of things can be done by a human. That is that when artificial intelligence will be able to do at least some maybe 5 to 10 tasks, or maybe at least half of the task what a human can do, then we can call that AI as artificial general intelligence. And I guess that will take at least minimum 30 years. Maybe a full-fledged, full developed AGI, artificial general intelligence, maybe will come after 50 to 60 years. So currently there is no worry that artificial intelligence will replace you until you are not sufficiently creative for any task. Like if you go to a company, you don't do much work, you at least you should be able to do at least 10 different works. Okay, maybe I am hired as a data scientist, but I should not be constraining myself only doing data science works. You should start exploring to different departments. Being a data scientist, how you can contribute to other departments, so you should become versatile and start doing many works and take responsibilities and become a more giver and more creative works. So that no, this also helps in a way that no another person can replace you in the same company. Also, this ensures that no artificial intelligence, I mean no automation, can replace you. Maybe if there are four data scientists in my team, and I make an automized pipeline, automatic pipeline, in which after I make that pipeline, I don't require my four data scientists because all the things are done by this pipeline. I just need to have to gather data and put it into that. So that is very weird, right? So I will always motivate and ensure my data scientists do multiple works, and not just a particular repetitive work. You got me right. So that kind of work you should never do, to ensure that you are in the job. It also helps you to get promotions or increments, whatever you want. So that is now it is more needed rather than earlier times, as there is a one more competitor apart from your colleagues. This the other competitor is the AI itself, which sometimes unfortunately you yourself build it and you are being replaced by the AI. Okay, so that is what you should understand from this slide. So artificial general intelligence will take another decades at least to come up into the system. So another thing what I wanted to tell here is, you should, whenever you build an AI system, maybe it is specific for a particular task, you should ensure there are four things which you have to take care. One is it should not be biased, which all these things are academic only, so I don't want to cover it in detail. So bias, it should not create issues with privacy of people. And the safety of data, the confidentiality, and the accountability. So if you are building an AI and if it makes a mistake, and you are responsible for that, so ensure it doesn't make any problem. And yeah, jobs is of course a problem in when AI will develop more. So as I keep on saying, be more creative, do more works, more multiple tasks, be creative with multiple works. Don't do a single work repetitively every day or every week, the same work. Be more creative and start doing a lot of works even in your company. Yeah, of course every human does a lot of work, but I'm talking about when you are at office, keep doing a lot of different works, so that you contribute. So now coming to the business scenarios, I think I will run out of time. So business scenarios for a, so this is what I have made, so that you can, when you go to any place, maybe a company or any small shop or anywhere, you can try to identify some problem identification. So first thing, I don't know, maybe there are more points than this, but what I have written here is what I'll explain. And so also you see there are three points in each of these three topics. So which means I wanted to make it rhythmic way. So of course there are more points in each of the topics. So the first one is boosting productivity of a company, or I'll talk in terms of company. So you can correlate it to other places, any academic institutions also you can correlate. So it is like boosting productivity of the people there. It's mainly about people. So first we concentrate on their communication. How do they communicate? They send emails, they send reports, they prepare reports, they make presentations, they have to report to their managers, management, and they go for a meeting. They have to consolidate the content in the form of minutes of meeting. So all these can be, currently we have lot of AIs which can consolidate and give a report within 2 minutes, wherein people take almost 3 to 4 hours to consolidate a meeting. There are AIs which you would have seen in on online also, which can take notes, which can read YouTube videos and create notes based on the uh, voice which it gets, it hears. So this is one thing. So you can find opportunities like this in a company or in a startup or in a new field, wherein you can boost up its, speed up its communication. The current communication you can see, and yeah, the current communication is just a manual thing or the conventional digital form. So you can identify where you can use AI there and then speed up the communication. Second one, improving the employee tasks. So there are some tasks which are, as I said, there are a lot of tasks which we do repetitively. So as I said, if I have 4 data scientists and they keep on doing the same thing, one day, not one day, within 2 3 months, I'll make a pipeline to make it automated. So all four guys will lose their job. So this is happening in every industry. So never do something which is repetitive. So you have to learn it once, because maybe some another company which does not have it automated already will require you for making it automated. So you should know how a process works, so that you may be useful to create that automation in some other company, or you may be required to troubleshoot when that a system falls sick. Okay, so this is, that is why you should know how a system works, but you should not be the person to keep on doing 3 to 4 times the same task. So ensure these things. So AI systems, you should build systems such a way that it streamlines the task and ensures they don't do repetitive works. So that's also a very important work of a data scientist as well as a AI specialist. And accelerate delivery, yeah, that is very very understandable. So next one, optimize efficiency. This is mainly talking about manufacturing or operations or industries wherein you have operations and plants. Okay, so first one is to avoid downtime. There are machines which are operating, like for example, you can on your right side you can see a refinery photo, right side bottom. There is a refinery photo. There are a lot of exchangers, pumps, compressors, and process columns and electrical systems. So if anything fails, there will be a lot of downtime. The complete plant has to be shut down. At least a part of the plant, the unit of the plant has to be shut down, or it has to run on a low input. So the thorough output also will go down. So which may not be a right way, right? So you have to identify a problem which might occur in a equipment before that happens. So that is how you avoid that downtime. So how do you identify that? So you use a vibrational sensors, or you use the pressure in temperature sensors, and what else we can use, the flow sensors, or the visual pictures of that equipment. So all these you connect it with internet. That's what we call it as IoT. So all these sensors you connect it with internet, and take the data on real time basis and apply some algorithms, identify, okay, based on this temperature, vibration data, visual picture, I'm I, your system should be able to predict, okay, this pump is going to fail in maybe in another 2 hours. So the operators there can take preventive measures to ensure that doesn't fail, or they can run it at a little bit lower speed so that it saves huge damage, to avoid a big time shutdown of the plants. So in this way you can think for all plants, any process plants which are running, so any mechanical equipments are there, you can try to avoid downtime. So you can build AI systems, um, combined with the IoT technology, cloud technology. So all this comes inside the AI system. So IoT, then cloud comes, then computing comes, then your system goes back, and then it gets the signal, and then you use the DCS, PCS panels, which are located to operate. Those panels are where people operate these equipments. So all those are connected in the AI system. So you have to learn all these things. You should have a knowledge about all these connected things. And then you, one more thing I left out, I guess, digital twins. So people make, so digital twin is something like you make a replica of the equipment which is there at site. Maybe a pump is there at site which is operating at whatever is the efficiency. So you make the same pump using the past data of the pump. You create a, it is not like it will look like a pump, it is just a mathematical model. Okay, so this digital twin will also run in the same way as the original pump which is running at the site. So exactly that what I said was, this digital twin will predict that that original pump also, since it has the same features as original pump. If this digital twin is about to fail, so people will become alerted, get alert, and they will go to the original site and get it done, get it repaired, or get it rectified or prevent it. So that's the thing of avoiding downtime. And second thing is the anticipating future needs. For example, downtime is what mainly it is more about failures, and future needs is something like a pump requires oil. Maybe you don't need to go to the exact location every time you to open and check whether the oil is fine or not, or something. So may not be, I will be wrong here. It's not about just oil, it is future needs. Maybe maintenance is normally scheduled for 6 months, but for example, your car normally requires a service for once in 6 months, but uh, as a human you can understand, since you have driven it in a very muddy road and in hilly roads, so you may feel okay, it is not 6 months now, within 2 months you are feeling that your car needs mm, a service. So you're feeling that there are some problems in the car which may cause major damage, so you go to the service center within 2 months. So this is what the human intelligence, the same thing you are giving it to a system. You create a AI system to understand this, and it will give you an alert. Okay, what you are thinking is that 6 months once you have to go for a service for your pump. No, as since you have run it in a very difficult scenarios, the pump is about to fail in 3 months, so you get it done. So almost downtime and future anticipations are same. The last one is accelerating efficiency, accelerating operational efficiencies. So operational efficiency is something like pump, how the efficiency I was talking about. So you can improve upon the efficiency based on the operations, like from DCS you are giving signals, okay, this temperature it has to run, this pressure it has to run, this RPM it has to run. So the AI systems will modify these parameters in such a way that the pump runs in a very smooth and gives the maximum efficiency. So the parameters, the inputs, what you give for the pump or any system, that can be optimized with AI systems based on the historical data which is collected from that same pump. Humans in this, I will tell you, truly humans are very bad in this. Yeah, they have so much experiences. uh, when there are outliers, like the system is going to fail by giving a uh, particular pressure for operation, that humans will be able to identify. But giving a very smooth and most optimized operational input parameters, that AI systems are very good at it even now. So if that's why all the manufacturing companies are using AI systems. Almost good manufacturing system all are using AI systems to ensure they give uh, AI systems to give input parameters so that your system runs in the most efficient way. Okay, so the third one is to create new businesses. That is also you can think of when you see go to a new company, how to create new products, new services, and how to create good personalized, customized client experiences. Maybe they are getting, see, every company already is running. You are not going to go and make some new changes until you are going to give something. As a data scientist I'm talking about, maybe you are innovating a new technology is different, but as a data scientist you are going to enhance those operations. So whatever, like for example, you are giving a report to a client. So based on the project what you have done, you are making a project report to the client. So using AI you can make a better project report and a faster project report. So maybe normally it takes 4 days, you can do it in a 1 day, and it will be more customized for the clients. Because nowadays LLMs have come up in a very good way. Like it will give very good wordings and impressive, impactful wordings. So those things were missing earlier. So those things will give a good experiences to client. Then the third one, improve decision making. So when you are showing that you are taking some decisions based on, for example, which market you have to target next. So those things you can use a lot of already, even academic scenarios you would have already had a lot of AI systems or projects which you helps you decide on which sector you have to target, or which subject you have to target, something like that. So okay, that is the thing. So these three topics, if you can apply it in a logical and creative way to any company, you can identify problems and you can work on those problems, so that you can first second thing is that you collect data and then start working on it to build AI systems which will give a good business value for the company. Okay, that's why I have made this. Okay, after this, now coming to oil and gas industry itself. So this is a very big industry. I don't want to go in a very detailed way, so I have given very high level overview. Still, I'll not go in detail because I don't think many are from technical background, chemical or mechanical. So there are three streams in this oil industry. First one is the upstream process, wherein you do drilling, where you do research surveys to understand where oil is there and all those things, and then you do the drilling, and then you'll extract the oil. So very simple terms. So this is, and I'll tell you why I am explaining this. Is the next slide is related to the applications uh, in oil and gas. A applications in oil and gas. So before that, as I told you, until and otherwise you know the domain knowledge, you cannot understand applications even. So if you cannot even understand, you cannot create AI systems. So whichever industry you go planning to go, so yeah, one more thing, you should not target being a data scientist in a very vague way. You should target being a data scientist in a finance industry, a data scientist in an oil and gas industry, a data scientist in a stock market. So you should not say I wanted to become a data scientist. Be specific to a particular industry, because domain knowledge is almost 40 to 50 percentage, if not at least 30 percentage, is very much required to become a good data scientist. But that's being said, though, you don't need to require to learn all these things before even joining the company, but at least some part. Yeah, when I interview 10 people, if I even all 10 are freshers, but if I find one guy who knows more about oil and gas, maybe he has learned it from his friend, or he has taken a course online or YouTube, he has learned, he has given more weightage to learning about oil and gas concepts, and then he has done a particular project in oil and gas. Maybe it is an open source data set, but still he has done a project in oil and gas. Or this is apart from he has done it an internship in that company. Okay, so doing internship will replace all these things, I guess, but I'm not sure. But if without doing internship, if you have taken self interest and learned a lot of concepts in oil and gas, yes, out of those 10 candidates, I'll prefer to get that guy, because he will be more talking my language rather than the other 9 guys. Maybe the other 9 guys are talking a lot technical in terms of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the stuff. Because the other stuff, yeah, it is required. Compared to the weightage, I'll give 30 marks in that context to him. So if, I'm not saying the other A and machine learning he is zero. If he is average in those, and if he has an advantage in this, then of course he will get selected. So that is why you should always target an industry. Maybe as a fresher you can target 2 3 industries to restrict your search to, like you can don't need to search, like narrow down your search of jobs, but at least 2 to 3 or 4 maximum industries you can target, and industry specific projects you should do. My point is not like take some data set and then start doing this. So you are anyway going to do some data science projects or AI projects before going to an interview. So why not be that be more specific to a industry, so which will be useful for you to boast upon in your interviews. Okay, so said that these three are the facilities, upstream, midstream, and downstream. So you will normally see in India and other places refineries, which is in the downstream, petrochemical plants, and marketing and distribution is your petrol pumps, or the chemical this shops where they sell the products from the petrochemical plants. Okay, so all these, considering most complex is the refineries and the drilling part. The remaining stuffs, yeah, drilling, geological survey, seismic survey, drilling protection. The first upstream projects upstream processes are all complicated. Apart from that, the refineries are also complicated, refineries and petrochemical plants. Remaining things, the pipeline, storage tank, processing facilities, marketing and distribution, this is more common to even other industries. But the other things which I said is more specific to oil and gas industry. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of applications. I guess let us not talk about all of the application. I guess only 14 minutes more. I'll do it fast. So okay, we'll share these slides. I guess so you can go through these applications. These are all very much specific. Currently, these are being used in oil and gas industry. So it will be very useful for you guys to go through, and out of these you can do one or two projects as a in a very low level, so that you can come to interviews and get selected in any of the oil and gas jobs related this one. Okay, now coming to the thing which I have specifically made, the assessment checklist. Like for freshers, when you come, so you wanted to like what we test. See, there are many things. There are 15, I guess. Maybe there are more than this 15. But the red ones are most important, and not most important. I should not say most important. It is more. It requires more. Like we will give more weightage to these things. Why? Because these things we cannot teach. Simple thing, simple way I have to tell. I cannot teach you so much of domain knowledge. You have, if you are having the carving to learn, you will learn it, but you will take at least 5 to 6 years to learn. So if you already know one, maybe if you have done an internship of 6 months in another oil and gas company, I'll be more happy. But other than that, I'll not have time to teach the domain knowledge. Same way, I cannot, nobody can teach you problem solving until you yourself solve thousands of problems. So, problem solving is a very generic word, so which is applicable to any industry. So, start solving problems in a very systematic way. Solving problems, not garka kaam. I'm talking about the problems in a very systematic AA systems. Like this is the reason why I gave you the business scenarios. There are three ways you can identify a problem. So identify problems, brainstorm solutions, and implement it. Get it evaluated. Either use some metric to evaluate, or ask your mentors. And most important, make mentors. Connect with big people. Connect with people who are more experienced, professors or industry people, whomever you can, and get your doubts cleared, or not just doubts. I'll tell, go for understanding, like evaluating your projects. You can share them the objective and how you solved it. Maybe you can get there 15 minutes and share the objective of the project, what you have done, and you can talk about the solution, and how whether that is okay or not. So like that you can do. So problem solving doesn't come, nobody can teach you anywhere until you yourself solve thousands of problems. So that is very much required. And communication skills, yes, if you cannot convince people, not just for the interview, later stage, you can never become a good data scientist if you can not communicate things in a clear way, not in a hi-fi English. Very simple language, very very important. Very simple language. I'll repeat it one more time. Very simple language is very important. Nothing technical should be there. Why? Because the people whom you are interacting, the management people as well as the other technical people, will not understand anything about neural network or any LLM, nothing. They know only in simple languages and in domain specific language. So if you have domain specific language, that is more good. If not, at least in simple language, you should be able to explain your project. Maybe you can explain it to somebody in your home who doesn't understand anything about data science in AI. If they can understand and appreciate it, I think you are done. That is how you will learn to communicate a project. and talk about its business advantages. Okay. And the 10th one, I guess, teamwork and collaboration. Yeah, we'll check that. That is that also comes with practice. Doesn't come in an immediate. You cannot act and show. People will find out if we are not able to do teamwork. So that will cause, maybe you can act in the interview, but later it will be very difficult to act. Managers will find out. So critical thinking, yes, that is same as problem solving. Again, critical thinking comes under problem solving, I'll tell, because the critical thinking improves your brainstorming to find different solutions. Okay. The last one, last two things. One is the adaptability and learning. Adaptability, why I call it, like every industry, every scenario, even in same industry, different data science team, even in the same my company, there are different data science team, they are different. So you should be able to adapt to the systems and the things what they do. Like you have learned whole of your life Azure, working in Azure, Microsoft Azure, and suddenly you go to another team, they will be working in the GCP or AWS. Then you should not say no, I'll not be able to do. You should be versatile and you should be able to adapt to the new environment, start working. Everything is same, only some names will be different, but some procedures will be different. So you start learning, and you should always be learning, because this field itself is very fast growing. So every day or every week you get some at least 2 3 new research papers. So keep learning, at least one, at least if you should be able to read. I'm not saying all 2 3 research papers you should read. At least one you should read, or at least 2 weeks once one if you read, or consolidated research papers will come. Just the top things which may be useful for you. Okay, so that is the one. And the last one, domain specific projects. Yes, I told you, do some domain specific projects. Since you are freshers, you do at least 4 to 5 industry specific projects for different industries. Means one or two for a particular industry, maybe two for oil and gas, two for finance, two for stock marketing, two for banking, two for retail, something like that. So maybe how many ever you can do. And doing data science project is not like just writing some 50 lines of code blocks. No, you should start from problem identification. You should be very clear when the communication comes, not just showing the code to somebody. I'll not even see code for half of the time. You have to explain it with your mouth. What is the problem? Why the problem came? Currently, what is the system? How will you change? What is the business value you will give? What is the ROI, return of investment? So first, all these things you should ensure you are convincing the person whom you are talking. After that, okay, I have built something. So the solution is in steps. You should be able to explain the solution, not the code. Code nobody wants. Like, I can evaluate code in 2 minutes. That is not the requirement. Any project is the business value what it gives. Otherwise, we have wasted man hours. Okay, so that's why the red ones are more important, and the remaining things are of course more important. But those are all things which you will learn. Normally people learn the remaining things. Why I have highlighted is that people lack. If you are good at the red ones, the black ones or the gray ones can be taught. Yeah, I can teach you manipulation. That is very easy. Data manipulation I can teach you. Maybe 1 month or 2 month I can teach you. Statistics, mathematics, yeah, we have thousands of courses in our system. I can make you take those things. But if you do not know problem solving, if you are not creative enough, if you are not taking interest, if you are not adaptable to the environment, you will not become a good corporate employee. And maybe you can cross the interview and come, but you may not be a good employee. You'll not be able to convince people ahead. Okay, so said that, the next one thing is that, yeah, so here again I tell it, as Steve Jobs said, it does not make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We don't tell you what to do. You have to tell us what to do. So if you have to tell us what to do, you should be more creative. You should be able to think ahead of the technologies. You should not come here and tell, okay, give me work, I'll do, and go back. No, that is not, at least in data science teams, people like this we don't recruit. We recruit people who are more creative, who can bring up new problems and solving, because solving ideally is very less time. I'll tell you the remaining part after data collection, making a pipeline and stuff, and optimizing the model, making it more accurate. Yeah, of course it takes time, but that is very much repetitive, and it is very small portion. Finding a problem and creating a business value, if you are doing that, you will be in the top order very fast. So keep that in mind. So issues, what I was trying to say here is the issues is that when you have already done a project, okay, so but you are not able to convince the person, maybe the interviewer, that you are not able to communicate the things properly to the interviewer. That is very bad thing. But after the interview, or after you are having a presentation to the management that you are explaining your data science project and they are not convinced, don't just blame that they are not able to understand. That is why I was not able to convince them. No, that is never an issue. If you are a data scientist, you should 100% convince. So you should have the ability to understand their mentality. That is more important. It is not like you talk and they will convince. No, you should talk in a way they will get convinced. You should understand that way. There will be thousand ways to convince thousand different people. There are thousand different ways to convince thousand different people. So you should identify a particular way. You should not always say that my way is the way all should get convinced. No, every department, every person is different. So you should learn to know what they require and try to judge. If you have never met that person, from few initial conversation you should try to understand, okay, this is how I should modify myself, I should adapt to the current interaction, so that I will, what is his requirement, I'll be able to convince him. So you should be able to understand it as the conversation keeps going, and start building. It's like reinforcement learning. It's not just building intelligent AI systems. So if you are not even evolving from that particular conversation, how can we even think of building AI systems? We should be first intelligent enough to convince people. So that is the first thing. What I'm saying is lack of understanding. Lack of understanding here means is maybe the person whom we are talking to does not know anything technical. That's why I said, if you have done a data science project, go explain it to a person in your home or neighborhood who doesn't understand anything technical, nothing engineering related. If you can convince him or her to the value of your project, means you are already half done. That's how you convince people. So lack of understanding is not your his problem, it is your problem. As a data scientist, you should be able to convince anybody. So misalignment, so this is misalignment is for your project. If your project does not have any good goal and it has not achieved any business goal, then it is complete blunder. So you should change your project or modify the project. So there is no unclear ROI. So you can note down all these things. I think I'll close as of now. Okay, I guess this is my last slide. If any questions, people can mail me here. Thank you,
Yes,
Abhijit.
yes, thank you very much. It was a very excellent session. So I got some questions in the YouTube live chat box.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
please.
so let me one by one. So Likita is asking,
Yeah.
so why are we encouraging AI even if it is a threat to employment, sir? Question mark.
Because AIs can do work faster, and ultimately, a person who starts a business or any company, even the government starting a business, is to get profit, right? So if you are investing 100 rupees, you will expect to give 200 rupees. And if a person A will work on the project and give you 200 rupees, and if a person B will work on it and give 300 rupees, whom will you select as an employee? You will select the person who has given you 300 rupees. and I am bringing you a new person called A, who is the person C I call, and he will bring you 500 rupees. So of course the business guy will choose that guy, right? So why business? So owners will, or management of any company will prefer to use AI systems, and if they are not using, they will go out of market. So to be in market, yeah, one more slide I added, I removed it because why we have to create AI systems is because that that is the trend now. If you are not creating AI systems in your company, you are out of the market. Your company will go bankrupt. So the management wants to create AI systems and they hire data scientists or AI specialists to create it. So we have to create it to bring profit or economical growth. So that nobody is going to stop. Only
Yes.
thing we can take care is to consider ethical considerations you have to keep in mind so that AI systems are built in the right way. Another thing, if you are feeling that there is a fear of losing jobs, yeah, I'll tell you there will be loss in jobs, but there will be more jobs created, but those jobs will be more creative. So the thing is, you should start becoming more creative and start doing more creative jobs rather than going for some repetitive jobs. So that is the thing what I want to say here.
Yes, and Ritika Srija, she asked, sir, does AI lead to unemployment? I hope this was already answered.
This was
Yeah.
already answered. Yeah.
Yes, and one more, Lakshmi Sharma.
Hmm.
She is asking, sir, nowadays AI is replacing humans in many fields.
Yeah.
So is this development in a good way or in a bad way? Question mark.
So, yeah, again, this question is also already
Answer.
answered, but
Yes.
I'll give you a little bit more explanation. So, AI will replace, yeah, of course, it will replace because there were a lot of repetitive jobs. Even I will tell you before some 8 years, the work what I was doing, I myself made a model in which no more juniors were not required. Junior was required. Only maintenance engineers were required. So I made a AI system which can replace my own job. So
Okay.
then I got promoted. So point is that the job was lost. Only a maintenance monitoring person is there to maintain that. So the jobs which me and my friend, like two people were required for doing that job, now that job is not there. But yeah, but we are hiring people who are more creative to do more such innovative, create more innovative AI systems. So those jobs were created. So don't go into repetitive world. So someday, not someday, very soon those repetitive works will become um, mm, dormant, and the new creative jobs will come up. So and creative jobs will improve your creativity more and more. So try to find jobs which are more creative, and or if the you whatever job you get, try to make it, every job will have some creativity, so use that. So ensure that no AI can replace you at least for next 50 years until that artificial general intelligence comes. I don't know when it will come. Even that day I'll lose my job. Okay.
Yes.
Till then you have to
And
earn how much ever you want. Yeah.
yeah, and a few more are giving compliment. Prahalad Patel, excellent presentation.
uh,
Chandrakumar Renuka, excellent session. Shabnam Parveen, very informative session. Dr. Jitendra Kumar, useful session, and few more compliments in similar way. And few more of the questions which are, I think they looks similar to the previous questions.
okay.
So I take one last question.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, how AI is using on stock market?
Actually, I'm not from that domain. I will be very bad at this. So I'll prefer. I don't know the answer. Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah.
You should
And
ask.
one
Yeah.
Mageshwaran, he is asking how cloud computing play a role in AI and ML.
Cloud computing. That's very simple answer. But yeah, cloud computing is, see, because you are having you are having so much data nowadays, like in refineries or in drilling plants. You get data every second, even every second. So at the end of like 5 to 6 years, there's so much of data. You cannot run it on your edge systems, which are like your laptop, or how much edge system you will purchase. Yeah, we are purchasing, but like for example, we buy some computing systems from Nvidia, because that is to avoid our confidential data to be sent outside our organizations. But those are all costly, right? So very big company who has a lot of money, yeah, they purchase computing, own computing systems inside their computer. But normally mediocre companies, they use cloud computing, because so that they don't need to buy so much of GPU, which is very costly, and it has to be maintained also. Okay, it is like hiring Benz. You cannot buy a Benz, you hire somebody else Benz, something like that. I guess I was more basic in this explanation. You can read about cloud computing advantages online. There are a lot of things, but this is the basic crux. Since you cannot buy BMW yourself, you just hire it, something like that. So it's
And
better to go
Mohan,
for cloud computing, where the people there, they have a lot of computing power. Yeah, please, sir.
Mohan
Next.
Reddy is saying fully informative session.
Oh,
And one query, last query I am taking. Devashish Sarkar, she
yes.
is saying that to be creative in AI, people should be strong in computer science or mathematics.
Both.
What?
Because creativity, I don't think creativity is something related to a particular subject. But here, creativity, I think he has combined it with technical knowledge. Technical knowledge is maths and computer science. Creativity, I'll think like you're going in a bus or car, you're finding that maybe in Bangalore, you're finding it, there's a lot of traffic. So you think, you sit in a car waiting in the traffic, right? So there you have to start thinking, how can this traffic be avoided? So such kind of brainstorming solutions, that gives you more creativity. So creativity is not particular to A. If you are a creative, you are creative at home, you are creative at office, right? So creativity has to be, it is like aptitude test. That's why every big companies keep aptitude test. And if you see Google, and in my college days, Google selected people based on aptitude test. First round is that. So if you are having brain, and if you are able to solve a lot of creative problems, small simple things they'll ask. So if you are able to solve, you are already creative and intelligent, and you can critical thinking, problem solving, small problems will be there. So if you can solve all those things, you are becoming, so when you are intelligent in that sense, you will of course be intelligent everywhere. So only thing is some basic knowledge about mathematics, some technical things are required to know what tools are available, so that your critical thinking combined with that technical knowledge uh, will help you to find new problems and solve it. You understand? Like whatever tools are there, you should know, because you can be more intelligent and creative, but if you do not know the technical knowledge, you do not know, okay, this problem can be solved. So if you know the tools availability, then you can solve. So something like that. Creativity is more general, and technical knowledge is a different thing. So practice, like online, you can see a lot of things are there to improve your critical thinking, problem solving. Problem solving is little bit different. Problem solving, you have to start solving some problems, data science problems. Critical thinking, creativity, and adaptability, and continuous learning, all these, and communication skills, all these are very much general, and you should start practicing every day and every um, scenarios, not just on when you are start reading for the exam or for the particular interview. It comes in daily life. You go to a restaurant, you start doing all these things. So it comes as an habit. That's what I wanted to tell.
Okay. So let us and more of the replays are. Thank you very much. Very useful session, useful content, and very informative session. So now let me go to the next item, last item. So I request Sri K. Harish Reddy, Assistant Professor of Triple E Department and co-convener of this FDP, to propose vote of thanks. Yes, it seems he is in mute. It's
Sorry.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. Please, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening to one and all. Myself, K. Harish Reddy, Assistant Professor of Triple E and co-convener of this FDP, take it a privilege to propose vote of thanks. I feel it privilege to thank each and everyone for attending 1 week international level faculty development program on Introduction to Artificial Intelligence during 9th to 14th October 2023, organized by Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in association with NI Labview Academy of GPREC, Department of Emerging Technologies in Computer Science, and Department of ECE. First of all, I would like to thank our resource person, Mr. S. Bhagat sir, Principal Data Scientist, Ali Button, for dedicating his valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. Also thank our Honorable Chairman Sri P. Subbareddy Garu of G. Pullareddy Engineering College for supporting financially. Thank you, sir. I thank our Principal Dr. B. Srinivas Reddy Garu for providing logistics. Thank you, sir. I thank Head of Triple E Department Dr. K. Sri Gauri Madam for her continuous support. I thank Head of ECS Department Dr. R. Praveen Sham sir for his continuous support. I also thank Head of ECE Department Dr. S. Nagaraj Rao sir for his continuous support. Thank you, sir. I also thank to all the HODs, professors, in charges of various cells of our college and faculty. I thank to Dr. Abid Naimuddin sir, convener of the FDP, and co-conveners Sri K. Srikanth sir, Sri A. Vishwardhan Reddy sir, Dr. S. M. Shamsir Dawla sir, and Dr. B. V. Anand Kumar sir of this FDP for their efforts in making this function a grand success. I thank all the participants for attending this FDP, and I thank those who supported directly and indirectly in making this FDP a grand success. Thank you. Now I request Dr. Abid Naimuddin sir, convener of the FDP, to take over the session.
Thank you very much. So here is the end of today's session. So day 3 session we will continue with the same time, that is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
all. Thanks to the audience for attending. Thank you so much. Hope it was good. Okay, thank
thank
you.
you. Very excellent session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.